Good morning, and thank you so much for joining me this morning. I've got my coffee, I've got my water. I am ready to peruse the internet with some of my favorite people to wake up with on the internet. Good morning, Eric. Good morning. It's gonna be a great day. Let's see what the world has in store for us today. Whew. Happy Tuesday. Happy Tuesday. I'm going to go to my Tuesday list today because I think my Tuesday list usually is pretty solid. So we're going to roll with it. I don't want to always be seeing the same people every single time. And in all fairness, I know that it seems like if I just go to just my For You page or my feed, it seems like it's Fort Worth, Fort Worth, Fort Worth, Fort Worth. So I actually do actively try to find a variety of great accounts to follow and to share with you here. So that's what we're going to do today. There's my smiling face. That means it's going to be a good day. Let's see. 5 steps. Okay. 5 steps to design the life you love without waiting until you're 65, rich or retired. Here's what I love about anything involved with this kind of message right here. Most people, even those who take great care of themselves, inevitably reach retirement and they've got retirement age and they've got health problems, they've got travel fears, they've got risk aversion, they are scared of having a fall, they're essentially scared of life in so many ways. So whether they're actually ill, whether they're injured, whatever the case may be, oftentimes people will save their entire lives. They will save their entire lives, not just money, but they'll save their time, thinking that once they hit this magic retirement age, that suddenly they're going to have all of the vigor in the world to go and see and do, but you don't. More often than not, as sad as it is to say, and it's far too early in all intents and purposes. I wish I had a book here. If you have any interest in this whatsoever, I highly recommend the book Outlive by Peter Attia. So good. I'm not going to stay on this long. I have been obsessed with longevity and health my entire life. I come from a long line of people who have very long, healthy lives. I am fortunate in that way, so I'm set up for success, but I also have to do my part. And so the idea of not living a life that I love every single day, or having a life that I need to travel to escape from, is of no interest to me. Never has been. The idea of waiting until retirement to start living my life, no interest to me. So this is not new information that Jack Moses here is putting up, but it's worth looking at if that is of interest to you. Forget what they say. Joey the Greek, forget what they say, watch what they do. I say this over and over again. We all do. We all do. If the actions do not match up to the words are null and void. Watch a person's actions. This is true in romantic relationships. This is true professionally. This is true with friends, with colleagues, you name it. Across the board, human behavior should tell you, you should have learned this by now, that you need to watch a person's actions and not focus so much on their words. People get in a lot of trouble, a lot of frustration, a lot of expensive expensive situations, when they trust words and the words of the person that they're trusting don't match up to what they're actually doing. So people often are talking out of both sides of their mouths. They're on one side, they're saying what you want to hear, and on the other side, they're doing exactly what they want to do. This is a great point. Intention doesn't matter. It doesn't matter what you intend to do. It doesn't matter how you intend to treat someone. It matters how you actually treat someone, what you actually do. Great wording there. So I love that. Good job, Joey the Greek. Everyone thinks red pillars are retarded. They may actually be correct. This is really good. Really good. Red pill feminism is feminism repackaged for men. I'm a strong, independent man and don't need no woman. I am high value. These are materialists. That's more like the MGTOW. This is, red pill. I think in my mind, our neighborhood is here to encourage you to be a strong leader of your world, yourself, your family, if you have one, your relationships, your business situations. We're trying to help you be your best version of yourself, your strongest version of yourself. We're not saying you don't need a woman. We're saying if you want to have a woman or women in your world, then you need to understand the psychology of them so that you can better allow them to add to your life rather than just take from your life. Because there are plenty of human beings out there, women and men alike, who would love to do nothing but take from your world. So I think that this is pretty interesting. Here we go. Which door would you choose? Number 1, soulmate. Oh, stop that. Number 2, $70 million. Number 3, a time machine. I'm curious to know which ones you guys would choose, but I also want to kind of talk through these. Number 1, soulmate. I absolutely fucking adore Fort Worth. But I also know that that soulmates are not real. They're Hollywood. There are people that you just blend life better with than others. But there's a reason why arranged marriages are often a very successful way to go in the societies that they are in. It's not because they're soulmates. It's because they are put together with shared values, shared family upbringing, shared goal orientation towards a successful succession of the family line. Exactly, Eric. Soulmate is just another word for ride or die. I would say ride or die is what you're going for. That's an enthusiasm. That's a deep love. That's a proving that someone can stick in there through the good and the bad times. And there are many people who fit that description in the world. You have to find them. This is the trick. But soulmates aren't real. There are many people that you can have a lovely, successful, happy, sex-filled, productive, wonderful life with. So soulmates aren't real. Number 2, $70 million. The problem with $70 million is the lottery conundrum. Inevitably, lottery winners end up bankrupt. They spend it all. They take on big houses that cost a lot to maintain. They take on vehicles. They buy their families, houses and vehicles and trips. They blow through it, and they set themselves up for monthly expenses that they really can't back up because they don't have any other money coming in. So $70 million is kind of a trick question. Yes, it would be great. Okay, so Eric says $70 million in my lap would be great. However, means I got to find a way to maintain and rebuild that. And I would say 1000% yes. I would say the key to the $70 million would be that you don't spend any of that. You invest that fully in something that really, is secure. And then you only live on the dividends from that. So I would say that's the way that $70 million would be a lovely thing. 3, time machine. Time machines are fucking awesome, but there's never a movie where a time machine is involved where it's not also a little bit sad. The time machine, the time hopping, the all of this kind of like jumper stuff, it never works in the end, because you end up in a loop where one change begets another change, begets another change. You go back and forth, and it's an exercise in frustration and often sadness. So which one would you choose? Which one do you choose? Yellow, red, or blue? Soulmate, $70 million, or time machine? I guess in that, yeah, exactly. Butterfly effect, chaos theory, all of it. So this has nothing to do with attraction and sex, but it's fascinating to me to know what you would choose. I guess in this case, I have to choose the $70 million. But at the same time, it comes with a lot of risks, and it would be only under, and I would probably have to like hire like a financial someone to essentially like take care of it so that I wouldn't like touch it. Does that make sense? So I would only live on the dividends, like I said. Protecting your peace has to be a top priority. And I think this is an interesting thing to think about, because peace and happiness are often, kind of like in the balance with one another. And both of those things are really like sliding scale relative terms to the circumstance and the moment right then. So yes, protecting your peace, living a life that makes you happy, living a life that you feel is productive. Productivity is a sliding scale. The day that I feel like I'm on fire and I've had the most productive day ever, maybe some top performers like rough day, like mediocre day at best. Like, why did you even wake up in the morning? Where it blows other people out of the water. Everything is relative to what to your situation and station in life. So protecting your peace has to be a top priority. Yes, protecting your peace, protecting your health, protecting your I would say your brain, your sanity. And I think this is where peace comes in. This is also where happiness comes in. Men are particularly bad at worrying about protecting happiness, peace, joy, things of that nature. So I think that this particular tweet is a little bit lost on probably most of the audience that look at it. But it is something that's certainly important, because we know that health risks come up when you do not protect your mind. You don't protect your mindset. When you let stress take over, when you Cancers happen, heart problems happen, anxiety problems happen. Like there's a lot that goes along with that. Eric says peace is not an achievement, it's a responsibility. Good point. I see pizza. That's what I love. I wouldn't love that pizza because that pizza has sausage on it, and I'm not a sausage pizza fan. That does look like a pretty cool restaurant, though. The question at hand is, would you let her nibble your pizza? Let's see. Gentle parenting. Let's see what this says. Gentle parenting promotes emotional intelligence and healthy behavior by using positive reinforcement and problem solving instead of punishment. Punishment fucks up your kids. Yes and no. I'm always curious. I'm going to dig for a second, just for a second. This is not going to take long. I'm always curious with, why did it not actually go where I wanted to go? With parenting advice, how old the people's children are. I'm all for giving parenting advice before, while you're still kind of early in. I don't know how old this guy's kids are. The cover picture makes it look like his kids are still pretty young. My question is, my point in saying this is giving parenting advice or taking parenting advice from someone who hasn't seen how it works out in the long run can be a dangerous thing. That being said, I have known some of the most amazing human beings and parents who have turned up some pretty shitty kids. I've known some really awful, worthless parents who turned out some really great kids. And we're talking long term. We're talking into adulthood. They turned out to be either shitbags who are just a drain on society or amazing, productive members of society. There is a lot of lip service that's given to parenting and parenting advice. However, sometimes it's a crapshoot. Sometimes the best parents have 3 kids, 4 kids, 3 or the top, the first 2 or 3 turn out fucking phenomenal. And then there's that one, there's the one who can't stay out of jail, can't keep cocaine out of their nose, can't quit knocking randos up, can't quit getting knocked up by randos. There's so many problems out there that are kind of beyond the luck of the draw. So I will say gentle parenting is great. Having kids with emotional intelligence, raising children to think for themselves, to understand why what they did was right, wrong, or neutral, and enforcing positive behavior are all really good. They're all really good things. I always said that I was not raising my kids to be kids, that I was raising my kids to be adults, productive members of society. However, sometimes punishment is necessary. And I think that being a household that believes in not punishing your children altogether, I've never seen that really work out well in the long run. It sounds amazing. But I also just want to caution you, I'm not saying that this applies to this guy because I don't know how old Anthony's kids are. He may have 32-year-olds. I have no idea. I've raised a lot of amazing kids, and they're all amazing adults. So that's why I kind of feel a little bit passionate about this. I got very lucky. Also, by the way, just like I said, sometimes the best parents can have shit bags for kids. But be cautious about who you take parenting advice from. That's all I'm going to say about that. Let's see here. Weak men create hard times. Agree or disagree? I would say, let's see. Weak men create hard times. Hard times create strong men. Good times create weak men. Strong men create good times. I would say this is pretty accurate. I think that it's very easy to get complacent in the good times. Just like artists are whether they're like painters or whether they're writers or songwriters, it's very hard for them to create when everything is going smoothly. Art needs drama and trauma to feed on. This is why when oftentimes when people get into happy relationships or are in great mind spaces, it's so hard to be creative, because you need a little bit of turmoil to feed on if you're artistic. I think the same thing goes for men in particular. You need turmoil to challenge you, to build your skill sets. And it sucks sometimes because, I've heard you say, I'm tired of learning lessons. I'm tired. How many more lessons do I need to learn? Haven't I learned the lessons yet? Like, I'm ready for some easy times. The problem is that's not how men are built. Men get incredibly complacent and, dare I say, lazy when things are too easy. This is also the reason why when you get into a relationship with a new girl who likes to do things for you, likes to do the cooking, likes to do the cleaning, likes to do the laundry, likes to do all the things that you've generally done for yourself when you don't have a woman in your life, why you get incredibly lazy. And this happens all the time. The next thing you know, you start coming in from work, and instead of doing any of the things you used to do for yourself, you sit down and you don't move until you get up to go to the restroom 18 times and then go to bed. Like, this is why complacency is the most dangerous place that men can be. And I don't recommend it. It's not a good idea. It doesn't create men who lead themselves. They don't lead their families. They don't lead their relationships. And they don't conquer worlds. And in the end, being a man who can conquer worlds is truly what men were created to do. Now, the opposite is true of women. This is not a fair thing, but the way that women are designed, hard times create bitterness, it creates stress, it ages us, it is unhealthy. We are not equipped to deal with it the same way that men are equipped to deal. So, man, that's a good one. Oh, how did that happen? Damn it. Let's try this again. Let's just catch up. Let's have coffee. Oh, this is going to be good. Anytime these kinds of pictures are used, the tweet's going to be good. Body language. Yes. Your body language will reveal a lot about you. 8 powerful body language tips to gain domination over your group. Let's do it. Stand tall. Guys, good posture matters. If you are always on your phone, if you're always at your desk, if you're insecure, if you do not feel confident in yourself, stand up, head up, chest up, shoulders back. Walk tall, even if you don't feel like it. Use good posture. Maintain eye contact. You don't have to do it in a threatening way. You have to like glance away every once in a while. You have to blink, but maintain eye contact. It goes so far in what you speak to other people in through your body language. Use confident gestures. Use strong and deliberate gestures when talking. This can include pointing, hand gestures, and other movements that emphasize what you are saying. Whew, Eric, you're burning up the keyboard this morning. Get it, man. Let's see, what else? Take up space. Don't be afraid to own the space that you're in, and do not shy away. Girls are meant to be small, and we're meant to take up a little bit of space and just like be bite-sized. Men are meant to take up space, to own the room, to own the space they're in, and to be fully confident in directing their world, okay? So take up space. Use a strong handshake. There is nothing more disgusting than a man with a weak handshake. It's gross. And the only exception to this is that little thing that you do with like little old women, but it better be a really delicate old woman, because most even older women still want a real handshake because they were in a professional environment and they know how to shake hands. So don't do that little prissy thing. Just don't do it. It's not good. Speak clearly and confidently. Just do it. Practice if you need to. Practice in front of the mirror. Project your voice. Avoid fidgeting. Take that. Avoid fidgeting. Don't avoid keeping your hands in your pockets. Avoid, moving from foot to foot all the time. Avoid always needing to be messing with something, having a drink in your hand, having a phone in your hand. Avoid all of that. It's distracting. Use an assertive tone. Practice if you need to. Just do it. If you are not already on my email list, I am spitting fire these days. No brag, just fact. I just hope you're there. I hope you're there. I feel like I put the most high quality focused energy into my emails and into my books. But of course, I can only write so many books at a time. Although I seem to always have about 5 in the works. But the Bunny Report is a passion of mine. I say it's a weekly email. I try to really do more like 3, 4, 5 in a week. One of them is strictly informative. Every once in a while, you're going to have one that's strictly salesy. I apologize, but I don't, because I love giving you opportunities to enjoy free content, but I also enjoy that you like to buy my stuff because you value my opinions on things. So, Bunny Report, I love to email you. I've got one going out this morning that is absolute fire. So if you're not already there, I would really appreciate it if you sign up. It is at myplayboysbunny.com. I'm sorry, myplayboysbunny.gumroad.com/bunny report. So the link is also in the description box down below. Thank you guys so much for jumping in with me today. I want you to do 3 things to conquer your day. We've talked about a lot of great things to make sure that you have the best life possible and the best manhood possible. Go lift heavy things. Go have sex. Go accomplish something. And absolutely own your day. I want you to win. Bye.